so much more to talk about. Like this
Get back here.
idiot of the week. Look at this. Hell no, I'm not resigning, because I read that in the right voice, says Virginia mayor after racist post regarding Biden. Now let's read what this post was. So the mayor of Luray, Virginia, by the way, I don't know where Luray is, after calls for him to step down. Oh, I thought it was, wow, okay, never mind. For a now deleted Facebook that read, Joe Biden has just announced Aunt Jemima is his VP pick. Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
like not,
man.
yeah, like just not now, not now. I mean, Virginia obviously was one of the, I guess one of our first states, one of the 13 colonies, and even though it's considered, like I feel like I look at it as the North, it's very much a place that has a long history of slavery, a long history of challenges, and we fast forward to now, like to just say that at this moment. Like, is she a Republican? That's what I want to know. Like, are they Republican? Like, yeah. So
Yeah,
we
well, we
don't,
didn't have to read that.
yeah, we don't expect. We don't have a high expectation of their ideals, but yeah, just the crazy thing to say, and just it is so like there's such a negative history there. And, Aunt Jemima, it was actually like a song in a vaudeville thing, and then eventually it became a character that was done in blackface, and then eventually it became a course of black women, but it was always set up as something to be made fun of, to degrade, to diminish, diminish the value and the quality and the representation of black life, because there was even a point at the point that Quaker Oats and all that, they began to use it to sell pancake flour and then pancake mix. There was a point where her family was on the box and they were poor, and they were called pickaninnies. Bottled up in the whole Aunt Jemima thing is like just so much darkness and so much negativity, even more, I think, than people realize. And of course, and just to still be scratching at the surface of that as a slur in 2020 is idiotic, and definitely crowns them idiot of the week. And
Well, this idiot even went on to say this, which I don't believe it. I don't even depict it as racist. Whatever his name is, reportedly said, I ate Aunt Jemima all my life. Yeah, I haven't seen a picture of this guy, but I'm pretty sure I could tell if he ate syrup his whole life.
Right.
And this is about a prominent woman who made pancake batter, and the company was forced to take it off, which is wrong, he said. This was no more racist than names I've been called. I don't have a racist bone in my body. First of all, nobody that isn't racist says I don't have a racist bone in my body. That is a red flag. You say I don't have a racist bone in my body, I go, shit, you're on the list. I know this now. But here's the whole thing. There was groups of conservatives, not all, but there were groups of conservatives that went batshit when they took Aunt Jemima off the bottle, and they're saying, and they showed the history. They said, it was this, it was that, it was based on this. It wasn't a racist thing. But when you actually say, hey, he picked Aunt Jemima as what else does that mean? And to come back saying, oh, I didn't depict it as racist, then what did you mean? Why didn't someone ask him, what did you fucking mean? And then sit there till he gives an answer, hold him with a stick or something. What did you mean? What did you mean?
And for everyone who's not racist, but you're the person saying it. Like, how do you know how it lands for the person who's being objectified? Like, that's the whole idiotic nature of racism itself. Like, how do you, the person who is not, experienced prejudice or racism behind your image, how do you get to say this is not racist? It was based on a woman on a pancake box, and the history is clearly no one's really read the history, because if you know that it's associated with blackface, with pickaninnies, with all the other things, I mean, at whatever point that it's a show, and at whatever point it became, because there eventually became a point where there were several black female performers with whom, for whom that portrayed this role. But it doesn't make it a positive representation of American, black life. It doesn't make it, anything. And then obviously, if you're happy about the pick, why compare it to someone on a box anyway? If you're happy about it. Like what? Like you said, Dan. Like so, what did you mean?
Yeah.
What did you mean?
No, someone should hold. You know what? Every time you hear some just strange talk from a politician, go, "What do you mean?" That should be the number one thing that politicians hear nowadays. What did you mean? What did you just say? Say it again. Say it in other words. Don't use those ambiguous language. I just watched George Carlin video on this, so I'm fired up about the ambiguous language that they make. Is like, what do you mean? So you said it wasn't racist. So why did you say it?
Right.
What were you
Exactly.
trying to say? Like, because
What were you
Kamala
trying to
Harris does not look like Aunt Jemima. If anything, she looks like a Law and Order DA. So I
So don't put
mean,
on Quaker oats or pancake boxes.
Well,
yeah,
just to kind of chime in a little bit, I think that people don't realize, things like that become monuments or become like staples in it, and we get so used to it, they don't understand the pain that's with it, right? And the thing that really hit me was when my daughter, she really likes the Uncle Ben's rice, and so I had these microwavable bags, and she's like, "Daddy, who's that on the bag? What's that?" Right? How do you explain to a child
Woof.
stuff like that, right? So people who are mad that people want to have proper representation and not this racist bullshit, it just blows my mind, because if you can't hold it in front of a child and explain it for them to understand, don't fucking put it on there. How about
That's
that?
yeah.
powerful. That's powerful. But again, it's like, how do you? I don't. How do
Wait,
you?
wait, wait.
Oh,
Uncle Ben is not a real person?
Well, I don't
Like,
know if he is or not. I once had an Uncle Ben. They told me, but he's not around anymore. He was a race car driver. But
Yeah, there's yeah.
by
well,
the
no, I
way,
mean,
Nate Hall has a good joke. Nate Hall had a good joke in the
Oh, he did.
comments. Come on,
Okay.
check
what do
his
you
out.
say?
Let's see.
It's
All
one
right,
of my conservative family members and friends. Thanks, Nate. I like all races except marathons. Fuck running. Yes, you're right. Fuck running. Don't try to
uh,
fuck while running. It's hard.
See, I don't know what, like, I don't know if they're real people or they were this interpretation, because I mean, I just saw that movie with Olivia Spencer with like Madam CJ Walker, and she had, oh no, not Madam.
Octavia.
Now, what the hell am I talking about? Yeah,
Octavia.
Octavia. But what was it? She
Madam
the
T.J.
hair
Walker.
product thing.
Yeah.
No, okay, so I was right. I was right. Okay. She had her face and everything in front of the bottle, like that was her thing. So I unless I really look into it, I had no idea. Like, I never went into anything like that. To me, this is more like common sense, where
Mhm.
you should know that this is a bad thing to say publicly because everyone else has been scrutinized for doing it. Like, what happened to that lady that called Michelle Obama an ape? She
Right.
got she's going to jail. They went after her. Like, there is it's there are people that were made examples of this, and what makes it in your mind okay to go ahead and do the exact same thing? Like, to me, it's common sense. I'm like, you're stupid. There are people that have done the same thing and it did not go well. What makes you the exception to do this?
What makes you exceptional? So an Uncle Ben, the man's name is not Ben. What they did though was they decided that they thought that a great representation would be a black maitre d' of like a hotel. So there is a man named Frank Brown for whom the original artwork is, now the idea of why Frank Brown should be the face of Rice, is the same reason why, and also, just so you guys know, Aunt Jemima didn't always look like the picture that we see. Like, it came from like these other, horrific representations, and then proceeded to then be mapped based on the women the black women who eventually portrayed her. So the last image of Aunt Jemima that we see represents the actual physical features of one of the last women who played the role in this traveling show. But with Uncle Ben, there wasn't a Ben. There was just Frank Brown, who they decided that this would be a way to market rice.
which is a
and
weird
Ben
marketing
just
thing,
joined
man.
us. Well, Ben just joined us. Ben Badad. I hope I'm saying that right. And I don't know if he's an uncle. Are you an uncle,
Hey,
Ben?
Ben.
Are you an uncle then?
Because
He very well might be.
I don't know. Is he an uncle? But he said
We
hi.
all got here somehow.
You know, there is
Hey,
one
your
Uncle
uncle
Ben
didn't
I
make you.
miss. Okay.
Did he
Wait.
now?
There is one Uncle Ben that made us all cry. Okay, do we have to remember Spider-Man?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, okay.
Tears.
It's Ben.
And-
Oh wow. I don't
I'm
know
not
that.
pronouncing your.
I,
I
I'm
will
not
not.
pronouncing
I will not.
your
Yeah, I will
full
not
name,
butcher
Ben.
that. I respect you too much to even try.
Mhm.
But hello.
I will
Hello.
call you Ben the Big D. There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, people mispronounce my name, so
So,
you want to try.